the OG Army. Get those wallets unfolded. Coming up next on the OtherGround live stage, prepare for an eargasm by Passive J and Big Dalton.
Well, good afternoon, and welcome to yet another edition of OtherGround Live. I'm Passive J. That's Big Dalton over there. Say hello, Ryan.
It is June the 16th.
Or don't say hello.
What? Motherfucker, I never say hello.
Sorry, don't hit me.
I'm going to throw you off a goddamn bridge. As I was saying,
I'm sorry,
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wait, this isn't a circus. It is June the 16th. It is a Tuesday. It is a Taco Tuesday. And I'm eating Mexican food the second we get off of here. So it's going to smell in this bedroom tonight.
Yes, that's right. It'll be a good time. I see the OG Army's forming up in the chat box. Always good to have you guys here. How'd your day go, Ryan?
It was a long fucking day. I had meetings up until pretty much right before this meeting. So I was just booting things up like right as 6 o'clock hit.
Oh, well, you managed to get on right on time. So obviously it wasn't an issue.
Because I'm a goddamn professional, Jay! Jesus!
For myself, it wasn't a bad day. Went shopping for the first time in fucking forever. And God, wasn't that a horror show? Well, I guess it depends. If you believe that COVID's a thing, then it was a goddamn horror show and we're all going to die. Half the people didn't have their mask on right. A lot of them had like their nose hanging out. Saw a couple people with no masks at all. One dude walking around with it pulled up underneath his chin. As far as like the arrows in the grocery store, half the people didn't pay any attention to them. Social distancing wasn't applied. So, because generally speaking, it's a pain in the ass. But if someone stopped to look at something in a aisle, you're supposed to just kind of wait 6 feet away from them to keep on moving. That's the entire point of the one-way aisles. So not only were people going the wrong way down the aisle, they were passing people left and right. I stopped to look at something so many times, and people just walked right behind me. So hopefully, it's not nearly as serious as they're making it out to be. Because if it is, we're fucked.
Yeah, Jay, you're probably gonna die.
Yeah. Well, either like I said, I just hope it's not as serious as people make it out to be, because it's definitely not being taken serious. At least in the one trip that I went to the store. Maybe it's in other areas people are taking it more serious. And for me, the most part, I'm not worried about for me. I'm worried about the people I work with. I don't want to get a whole bunch of old rich people dead because someone at the grocery store didn't take shit serious and touched something or got too close to me or whatever. I don't know. What do you think, Ryan? Do you think all these precautions are justified, or are they taking it overboard?
No, I mean, they still are. We still don't have anything to like not propagate this whole virus. So yeah, why not just do the smart thing? Just kind of follow the stuff we have out there that has limited us to about 120,000 dead people so far, and not, amp that up by being an idiot.
Yeah, and as I've mentioned before, we are taking a lot of precautions where I work, so hopefully I won't get anyone sick anyways, but I think I'm going to go back to having deliveries for a while, because I figured, now that a lot of people are back to work, the let's go to the store thing would be a lot more of a normal experience, but with those precautions. And it wasn't either. So I don't know. I'm just upset to see that so many people aren't taking it serious. But that shows you about how many people that really don't think it's a big deal and that it's been overblown. I mean, and I saw old people. Well, you know what? I don't think I saw any old people without masks. I saw a couple of young people and a whole bunch of middle-aged people either without masks or not using it properly. The old people were the ones that weren't going the right way in the aisles and not respecting social distancing, because that was mostly who would walk right behind me while I was looking at something. So even the people that are at risk aren't really doing it properly.
Well, half that's they probably just don't even know where they actually are at the time, so that might be part of it. Other than that, yeah, are you necessarily surprised that you have people not wearing masks? I mean, there were all the stories of people shooting each other over having to wear masks.
No, not really. But I had hoped my area was different. It seems, I live in like a really upper middle class to affluent area, and I figured those people would be better educated, which is why they have money because they have education and like more advanced jobs, so that they would actually know from the research that it's fairly dangerous. But apparently not. So apparently, where you live doesn't make a bit of difference. There's still people out there that doesn't think it's a thing.
Yeah, stupid comes in all social classes, Jay.
Yep. Ruthie's asking, guess what I picked 66 of today? That sounds like a loaded question.
It's got to be
Sorry, I got
cock.
distracted by caterpillars. I picked 66 caterpillars off my mom's gooseberry bush. I didn't know that was a thing. I assume that they're pests that you're getting rid of. I don't know why I'm randomly reading the chat box. Sorry, guys, but it attracted my attention. So I said I was going to try to pay more attention to the chat box. Uh, so apparently, caterpillars are bad for gooseberry bushes, and Ruthie had a long day of bush maintenance.
Yeah, she better take care of that bush. It's not a big thing these days.
You just can't let
Most
any
people,
kind of random caterpillar get into your bush, obviously.
I mean, most people are just getting rid of them these days.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot easier just to get rid of the bush. It's a lot less maintenance. You don't have to worry about random caterpillars getting caught up in there, So, shit. You got anything today, Ryan?
A couple things. So, did you see that the FDA has approved a new medication for ADHD?
No, I have not heard anything about that.
Yeah, so they've approved writing a prescription for video games.
Really? That's a real thing.
Yes, that is now an FDA-approved treatment for ADHD.
I don't see how that's possible. I mean, I've been told over and over again I have ADHD or some version of it, which I don't think is probably true. I can pay really good attention to things I'm interested in, but unless there's something shiny nearby, but I don't. Video games are kind of like as a treatment to keep you keep you even keeled. Maybe. I mean, obviously it's not a cure. I just don't really expect. I don't know what they think video games are going to do for people that have ADHD.
Yeah, I think it's probably more of the fake ADHD that's out there, of the unruly kids that now it just gives the parents a reason to be like, okay, just fucking sit there and play your goddamn video games. It's medicine.
Yeah, okay, yeah. As a treatment to ADHD, as such, like they used to give shock treatments to mental people to calm them the fuck down. It doesn't cure their condition; it just makes them easier to deal with. Okay, and that aspect, I can totally see what they're talking about. That seems like a easy way out. Same thing with lobotomizing mental patients. You're not really treating the problem; you're just treating the symptoms. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't understand this one, but it was an interesting headline that now an approved treatment by the FDA is video games.
I wonder if they're going to get any pushback on that from people who are actually experts in ADHD.
It's the FDA. Like, I doubt they care.
Yeah, that's very true.
Some lobbying group got to them saying, hey, let them prescribe video games and we'll kick back, whatever we're going to kick back. It's the government. We know how it works.
I wonder if Rockstar Games has a lobbying group or anything like that, because that that's actually sounds like it makes a little bit of sense. I can't believe that sort of thing actually happens. The lobbying groups are kind of a thing that shouldn't be, from everything I've read.
Yeah, lobbying really shouldn't be a valid career for people.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be a way to affect politics. I understand the concept behind it. If a group of people, that think in one way, shape, or form that something's to change, or this, that, and the other, getting together to try to bring that attention to the politicians on the matter. But that's not how it works, really. It's normally a group of people take a whole bunch of money and donate it to the right spots, and all of a sudden they get their law passed.
Yeah, it's basically
sorry.
I mean, the way it's done in our system It's not even really lobbying. It's pretty much just bribing for an outcome.
Yeah, which works out great for the rich people, but for the rest of us, not so much. Did you sir want to know if they said what type of games or anything like that?
No, they didn't. It was a pretty bare bones article. I mean, there's probably some literature out there from the FDA around something with that, but no, it wasn't like specific games to stimulate a certain part of the brain or anything like that. It was a pretty blanket, just, hey, ADHD, video games, do it.
Well, that's doesn't surprise me in the least bit. What else you got, my friend?
So, Boston Dynamics, and they're like huge into like robots and shit like that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you remember the quadruped robot that almost looks like, I don't know, it's almost kind of like a dog?
Yeah, like a dog or a small horse. Yeah, that thing was pretty cool.
Yeah, so they're starting to sell those. You can now own a Spot from Boston Dynamics, which is a little creepy. So Jay, it's only 75 grand.
Oh my!
So you better start saving now. Like you may want to bring up a GoFundMe or two.
Yeah, or 3 or 4. Jesus Christ. Man, so is it pretty much the same size and as the one that they showed on the demos a few years back?
Yeah, so it is just the standard quadruped one. I think it's yellow. Man, it looks like just your standard quadruped, and it does everything that it was able to do back then, and obviously has their enhancements since. So yeah, that's really interesting and kind of freaky, because those things could take over the goddamn world.
And it is interesting because there are practical applications for that. For example, being the size that it was, if you were like a outdoor hiker or something like that, that would be a great way to take along extra stuff with you. You could load that thing up with like 50 or 100 pounds worth of gear and just set it to follow. Because if a DJI drone can be set to follow, I'm sure that thing can, and just hike the day away if it just walking along behind you carrying your stuff.
Yeah, nice, $75,000 hiking accessory. That's
Right, exactly, yeah. And I think when they originally developed it, that's what they had in mind, but for more of like a military application, because of course the government would love to buy those things fucking up. So in that case, it'd be like carrying a military guy's extra supplies and backpacks and stuff that they need for doing their military stuff. So even at the $75,000 price point. In certain military applications, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm not sure how feasible it would be because of their battery and things like that. But in the future, I can certainly see things like that.
Oh, the government's not going to want that one. They're going to want the bipedal one that really looks like bad idea AI.
Yeah, I'm sure eventually that's the direction that they want to go, but they want to start with the inoffensive little dog that carries things robot first to get people used to it.
But yeah, like there are taglines around it, obviously, things, like education and, being able to like interface and program with it and stuff like that. And then tough environments. So like extreme heat, extreme cold, like it can still do its thing, shit like that.
Right, exactly. So there will be practical applications to it, but probably not at a $75,000 price point. But if they not get that down to $7,500 to sell one of those, they'll sell the shitload out of them.
Well, I don't think they're building those for $7,500.
Right.
Like there's a lot of high tech stuff going on there.
Right, not now, but just look at any other technology. At one point, a fucking LED TV was like 10 grand, and now you get one free in a box of fucking cereal.
Yeah, I see the people getting it now are going to be like, Saudi princes are going to have them, like, serving hors d'oeuvres. Bill Gates will probably have 2 or 3 that'll be using as the family pet. But like, as far as like actual good use of these things, I can see some like top tier universities probably getting one for like their robotics department. Like obviously you could see like an MIT or something, spending 75 grand to get their hands on one of those.
Right, because at that point it actually is a learning tool for those type of students as opposed to just a toy.
Exactly.
Speaking of rich people doing crazy stuff, It's funny. Occasionally, you'll say something completely wrong and stupid, and the universe will go, "Yeah, we're not going to let that one fly." I remember last week when we were talking about Elon Musk's tunneling thing, and I said that it didn't really sound practical.
Yep.
Well, he just finished a one of those tunnels in Las Vegas between two casinos. It's going to start like next early in 2021, and two other casinos have already announced that they would like to connect to the tunnels and have gotten approved from the city council to do so as well. So it's already going to have like a four casino like connection with a Tesla tunnel.
I told you it was pretty fucking awesome. You didn't want to
Well,
listen.
yeah, well, no, I thought it was a cool concept. I just didn't think it'd be practical to do it. Like I said, when we had the conversation, I didn't really realize how complex New York subway was. So I didn't realize that there would be enough interest into putting that type of effort. Because obviously, even with Vegas, it'll be a different sort of situation because there's only so many places it really needs to run. As far as like their major connections. Obviously, it'd be nice if it ran out into all the residential and all that good shit too, but that's only for like the actual residents of Vegas. For the tourists, all you need are the casinos and the airport and a couple other things, really.
Well, that's like that would be the perfect thing to do with Vegas is be able to get rid of a lot of the traffic, have it all just kind of, running smoothly underground. Like just let Vegas be Vegas.
And if I understood it correctly, they would have Tesla vehicles in the tunnels, and it was going to be free. The only part I was not 100% clear on was if it was free just for free people that had Tesla vehicles to drive through, or if they were going to supply free Tesla vehicles for the tunnels. But the latter was kind of the impression that I got.
Well, I mean, they might do something like that where, like, depending, like, it might be part of your package, right? Like, so say you're going to go stay at, the Venetian or the MGM or something like that. Like, they may have, like, a small fleet of those vehicles that run between, the airport and their hotel, and then maybe, like, one or two, like, touristy type places. Or you get, like, so there's, the several casinos that are under the same management. They get together and they have like shuttles between their casinos and the airport, like that sort of thing. But I don't think it's necessarily like Tesla is going to just provide a bunch of shit. It'll be, here's the tunnel system, people with Teslas can use it, and then the casinos will end up like kind of furnishing the rest.
Right, or possibly something like Tesla furnishes the vehicles. It's free for anybody that wants to use it, and the casinos pay him, fees to make up for it and such like that. For the tunnel connections to the various casinos. Something, there's a half a dozen different ways you could easily do that. So I guess the details on that part aren't too important. But
if you're Tesla, you pawn it off on the casinos. You make them purchase the vehicles, and then at that point, they're liable for anything that happens. Like, you don't take that on.
Right. I see what you're saying. Excuse me. But as soon as they finish the tunnel, well, technically two tunnels because it's one going there and one going back. Obviously, the second that they finished that, announced it was finished, the two other casinos were like, "Yep, we want it on that," including one casino complex that isn't even open yet. It opens in 2021. I can't remember the name of it, which surprises me because they're still opening fucking casinos in Vegas. And not surprising, I'm not surprised because of the whole COVID thing. I'm just surprised in general that they keep on opening more and more casinos. You'd think there'd be a limit to it, but it seems like every year or two, there's a brand new fucking casino now.
Well, they kind of cycle in and out. So, yeah, every couple years, you're always going to have a new casino there. Every few years, there's going to be one that you haven't heard about in years that ends up getting knocked down that you don't even hear about. Like, just if you go there and all of a sudden you look like, well, where's the Mirage or whatever? And it's just not there anymore.
And I did hear about like years ago a big round of casinos getting knocked down, a lot of the old ones, but I figured that was all done with. There's because there's only so much space on the strip and all that good stuff. But they're still building new ones, and apparently downtown is having a resurgence because there are several new casinos down there, and I know they redid the entire ceiling thing on the Fremont Street Experience. really upgraded it. I haven't been there since then, but apparently it looks really cool. So no matter what, I guess there's always going to be money in Vegas. The pandemic thing probably hit them pretty hard, but obviously it didn't put them out for the count, so to speak.
Well, that's the thing. Like, yeah, like COVID and everything is going to hit them really, really hard. But the second it opens back up, like, we are a nation of degenerate gamblers. Like, look at what it did to video games. We talked about that. Like, video games have become a gambling, like, outlet. So
Yeah,
actual gambling, people are always going to flock to that.
Oh yeah, and I mean they're back open now, like restrictions and things like that. But they're already back to making money. They're already have different plans for buffets. Now the plan is you sit at your table, they bring you a menu of what's at the buffet, and then they go get it for you as many times as you want. Which is kind of weird, but I guess it's not that much different than a regular buffet, right? I mean, I'll probably appeal to some people who don't want to get off their fucking lazy ass and walk over to the buffet, huh? So it might be more popular than ever.
It's the way a buffet should be. I don't want to be walking through a goddamn buffet after a bunch of mouth breathers.
Yeah, you know what? I guess you're right. In a certain way, that's probably how it should have been in the first place. But it's just, now they're going to have to hire a shitload more wait staff. Because before it was, you shoved as many fucking people as you could get into the buffet. Because all you had to hire was enough people to fucking keep the buffet full, and a plate stack. Now you're going to have to hire a shitload of servers to, serve all these individual tables.
Yeah, like, the thing is though, is like there's only 2 or 3 like really good buffets in Vegas, and generally those aren't like super packed anyway. Because generally those are the like the $30-$40 buffet.
Right, the more expensive ones.
So like, yeah, it's not going to be that bad for those. Like, they're not going to have to ramp up, staff too hard. It's going to be the $9.99, shit casino buffet that's going to be a madhouse.
Right. I've only been to a couple buffets at Vegas. The first time I went there on my honeymoon with my wife, we ate at the big buffet at MGM Grand, which was pretty good. That's one of the more expensive ones. It's at least medium expensive. It's not like some of the top end ones, from what I understand, but it's a pretty good one. And then we also had a breakfast buffet. We ate there twice actually, because that was the hotel that we were staying at. We liked it. We also had a less expensive buffet at Aladdin's Castle that wasn't nearly as impressive, but it wasn't horrible. But I assume that'd be what you consider one of the cheaper buffets.
Yeah, like the ones I'm trying to think offhand. Like the Wynn has the absolute best buffet. Period.
I heard that one in the Bellagio had a really good one as well.
Bellagio's not too bad. There is a place called the Wicked Spoon. It's at the Cosmopolitan. Really good one as well. Yeah, I think those are the ones. I think the Aria is not bad. But yeah, the big ones are obviously the Wynn, the Bellagio, and then yeah, if you ever get a chance to do the Wicked Spoon one, then it's damn good too.
I'm seeing in the chat box that the Luxor has a good cheap breakfast. I didn't eat the buffet there, but I walked through there during my honeymoon trip. We one day the power was, that's how we ended up eating at the Aladdin's Castle. We lost power at the MGM Grand, so they weren't able to do a breakfast buffet. So we're walking around. We walked from there to New York, which also lost power. Then from that, you cross the street over to Aladdin's Castle, where we stopped and had breakfast. And then since we were exploring, we walked, because it turns out like all these casinos are fucking connected. So we walked from the Aladdin's Castle to the Luxor, which is really neat looking on the inside. I would like to stay there once just for the ambiance. And then from there, was it Caesar's Palace? I can't. Well, there's another one that's actually has a mall attached to it, and then like another big ass fucking Mandalay Bay. I think it might have been Mandalay Bay. And that's when we realized we'd walked way too fucking far. So the walk back was quite long, and we regretted it. Now the second time I went to Vegas, I didn't get any buffets at all. I went to, I want to say between Christmas and New Year's, or is it just before Christmas? No, it was just before Christmas. Like I think I went like December 18th or December 19th. Barely before Christmas. And I think, but the problem I had, it might even be closer to Christmas, excuse me, because the problem I had was everything was fucking closed. All the buffets are closed the week of Christmas. And I wasn't there on Christmas, but I was there like a day or two before, a day or two after. I can't remember the dates. Uh, and nothing was open. I was really upset. I stayed at the downtown that time, and I stayed at the actual Fremont Hotel, which is a shithole. At least where I stayed, at least the room I stayed in was all smoky and kind of beat up looking. And the casino was kind of like a little on the dingy side. But the buffet was closed. I'm like, fuck. One of the reasons I picked staying at this hotel because it was one of the few ones in downtown that said it had a buffet. Like, fuck, I guess, apparently the Four Queens has a buffet too. So I walk over there and no, they're fucking close too. So on my second trip to Vegas, I never got a buffet. Excuse me, I did once when I went and visited Roxanne. But we went to a place called the Orleans because that was where near she was living and had the buffet there, which was delicious. So I got one buffet at my second trip.
I wouldn't think a buffet is a good call for you though. Like you can't eat anything. Not necessarily the diet thing, but I'm talking like actual like volume of food.
Oh, right. Well, you see, I'm a picky eater even before I developed stomach problems. So I like a buffet because I can try something, a little bit of something to see if I like it. Then if I like it, I can get a whole bunch of it. At most restaurants, I'm afraid to be adventurous. I normally order one of a couple things, something that I know I like. And at lots of restaurants, that means there's all kinds of things that I'm interested in, but I can't try because I don't want to order a meal and then not like it because then you just go hungry. At a buffet, you can go, oh, I've never tried so and so and so and so. Let me try that. Oh, don't like that. Okay, let's go find something else. I've never tried so and so. Oh, that's delicious. Let's get some more of that. Now I know I can eat that. That sort of thing. So buffets have always been a good thing for me, actually.
Besides the fact that like you can still only eat like 8 ounces of actual food.
Right, exactly. But at least, but I would actually get full for once at most buffets. But yeah, price point wise, it's not the most economical thing for me because they charge you according to thinking you're going to eat way more than someone like me normally would.
Yeah, whereas you get like a group of friends like mine, and we, go out the night before, like doing a bunch of drinking, just acting like complete Neanderthals. Wake up about 9 or 10 in the morning towards the end of breakfast, hitting up a buffet and having breakfast run into lunch, and you're burning off, the 7,000 calories you burned off the day before. Yeah, we get our money's worth.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I mean, if you eat 5,000 calories on a normal day, on a party day, unless you've made yourself sick to your stomach from too much drinking, you probably eat a fucking ridiculous amount of food.
Yeah, it's pretty actually disgusting because then you feel like absolute dog shit like 3 hours later. Then you got to go sleep it off for a while and then, do the whole cycle again.
Let's see. On a completely different subject, I'd like to hear your opinion on this one, but hold on a second. I got to get a drink of water. I'm feeling coffee. Actually, I'm going to mute the mic for a second so I can cough my head off. Give me just 1 second, boss.
God damn, you're just never healthy. You're just the continually sick co-host.
No, I'm not sick. Although I'll be honest with you, I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm also kind of looking forward to trying to not smoke tomorrow because I do think it might be affecting my lungs. Um, and if nothing else, it does affect my speaking, and I feel like I'm sharper on the days, for example, where I work all day and only get to smoke a little bit. Like today, I don't feel like I'm doing my best job. I feel like I'm having trouble concentrating. Not so much that, but enunciating even as well as I can, which is not that well, obvious. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. Don't get me wrong. When I get home, it's going to be a task to ignore it until the show starts. But I'm going to try it and see what happens.
Are you going to try to go like several days, or how are you going to try it? You're just going to start with a day?
I'm going to, well, yeah, I mean, it's one day at a time. I would like to try for the entire week and see what happens. Heck, in a perfect world, I just fucking quit. Because honestly, I enjoy the way it makes me feel, but logically speaking, I know it doesn't do me any good.
Well, hold off on the complete quitting until October, because we're going to do the sober October, and we're going to figure out some other things to do with it. But like, then you have an entire month that you are accountable to everybody on the goddamn internet to get through a month of not doing it.
Well, honestly, I mean, yes, if I fail this week to do it, then I'll restart again in October. But if I can go a whole week, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to smoke again just because I want to wait until October. If nothing else, it'd be nice not to spend the money and all that good shit. My habit is cheap compared to some habits, but I don't make a ton of money, so every little penny that I waste on that is money that really should be going someplace else.
Yeah,
And I
like the
probably need to
spot
be an
fund.
adult. Yeah, yeah, exactly. uh, okay, here's what I wanted to talk about. I found it. KFC would not serve someone that pulled up to their drive-through in a horse and buggy. The man claims McDonald's and other fast food places near there have allowed him to pick up food, and he said he felt humiliated. It was downright disgusting the way they're treated at those kind of places. Uh, he said they should obviously allow him in through. But no, he said he's not going to cause any trouble. He just wants a big apology from them and would like them to change their policies. Uh, KFC insists for safety reasons they cannot allow fucking horse and carriages through their drive-through lines. What do you think about that, Ryan?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think you should be taking a horse and buggy through a fast food line. Like,
Yeah, I think. Go ahead, sorry.
it just, you have cars around, you end up getting, the horses spooked, and then it just turns into a bad situation. I think it's less to do with, like, discriminating against a person in that mode of transportation, and it's more looking out for the safety of the goddamn horses and anybody else around there.
Yeah, yeah. Now, as KFC said, it's a safety issue. I don't think KFC gives a shit what you're driving, but it becomes a liability for them if they let you pull your fucking horse and buggy up. I mean, Jesus Christ. Okay, how about you just fucking park your horse and buggy and go in? I mean, oh wait, what? You can't because it's not a good idea to leave a horse alone in a parking lot. Well, why the fuck you got a horse in a parking lot? Take that fucking horse home and drive your car to the fucking KFC. That's just stupid. It's just stupid on so many levels. And the arrogance of the guy to say that he demands a big old apology and thinks they should change their policies because they wouldn't let him order off the drive-through when there's really valid logical reasons to not allow that shit. I'm sick of people getting mad that they're not allowed to break the rules because they think they're special. And you see variations of this story over and over and over again where someone wants the rules to be changed from because they think they're fucking special.
Well, I mean, it's not like he was driving a tricycle or something, but still.
Yeah. See, and that's just it. There's a rule that you can't ride a bicycle up to a drive-through and order, and it's this for the exact same reason because it's dangerous to have a bicycle in a drive-through lane.
I don't know. In every college town in America, they let people walk through the drive-through, after closing time.
Oh, really? Wow, they don't allow that around here. There's big signs on all the things that says no bicycles or pedestrians, that you have to be in a car. Like it's labeled on most of the fast food places around here, right on the fast food window.
Yeah, I think it's just different in college town / areas where you have a bunch of drunken 20-year-olds. About the time everything closes, and like all the dining rooms are closed anyway.
Right.
I mean, places like their money, and you get a bunch of drunks ordering 18 cheeseburgers. Like, you're not going to say no.
It's interesting because you would assume that that's just the action, or are these like not national chain things, like more local places of drive-throughs?
Oh no, shit, no. These are chains.
Oh, so like McDonald's and Burger King and shit, because that's like actual guidelines from fucking KFC and Burger King and McDonald's. To say not to do that.
I've seen it hundreds of times.
Well, I guess they just decide they'd like to rather risk the liability than lose the business, huh?
Well, yeah, and like, is there a gigantic liability when you have 8 college students walking through a drive-through at the same time? Like, they're not going to get run over. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Okay, and I will point out, it's not like I'm taking a stand on people walking or bicycling or taking a horse and carriage through the drive-through. What I'm taking a stand on is people insisting that the rules be changed for them. I don't give a shit if KFC allows horses and carriages go through their drive-through or not, but they have a policy not to allow it. And just because this guy wants to do it, all of a sudden he's being discriminated against it, and he deserves an apology, and they should change their policy. Fucking, if you want them to change their policy, write them a letter and say that, you think you should change your policy. Don't try to go through there and then bitch and say you're being discriminated against when they won't let you. That's what I get annoyed with. People that think the rules don't apply to them, and the rules should be changed because it inconveniences them.
Well, you can already tell this person's an idiot anyway. They went to KFC when Popeyes exists.
I don't think I've ever had Popeyes.
What?
No, well, I mean, all the Popeyes in my area are in the ghetto. But there's KFCs in the affluent areas, so that's where I mostly ate.
You hop on Uber Eats right now and order some goddamn Popeyes.
I'm not sure, but yeah, I can have chicken, but it's only if it's grilled. Is there grilled chicken good? I can't have good chicken anymore.
I would assume so. I don't know. But their breaded fucking chicken is absolutely the best fried chicken in the world.
Oh, I love me some fried chicken. Yes, no. See, I like chicken. I love the way chicken skin tastes. I'm kind of grossed out by meat that has bones in it.
Well, I mean, they have chicken strips and stuff.
Oh yeah. I'd be all about
their
that.
Their tenders are their main go-to thing.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. And that's my theme in general is I hate people that break the rules because they think it inconveniences them. One of my biggest pet peeves are people jogging in the road. I don't know how it is in your state, but here in Michigan, by state law, if there is a sidewalk provided, by law, you're not allowed to be in the fucking road. You're not supposed to be on the shoulder of the road. You're certainly not supposed to be on the road. You're supposed to be on the fucking sidewalk. And over again, I see people jogging on the road. And I know why. I looked it up. It's because the road is made out of asphalt while the sidewalk is made out of pavement. So the road is slightly softer and it's easier on their knees. So, it's more pleasant for them and easier for them to run on the road than it is on the sidewalk. I don't give a flying fuck. You know what? It'd be a lot easier for me to rob banks for a living than go to work. But guess what? It's against the fucking law. So get your ass over on the fucking sidewalk. It's not decorative. It's functional, and do your jogging over there.
Yeah, if you want to jog on the shoulder, I really don't care. Do your jogging.
Oh, dude, I don't want to accidentally hit somebody because I didn't see them because they were in a spot that they weren't supposed to be. That's a fucking nightmare for me. I actually have nightmares about hitting people because that's the last thing I want to do. It's bad enough with bicyclists. I mean, but at least I can't really bitch about them because they have the legal right to be there. But that's a completely different topic. But joggers aren't supposed to fucking be there. If there's no sidewalk, well then fine. You're allowed to be on the side of the road. Although I think you're a dumbass for jogging in a spot without a sidewalk in the fucking first place. But if you're going to jog, obey the fucking law. Don't make my life harder because you don't want to because you don't want to obey a rule because you don't like it.
If you find it difficult not to hit joggers on the road, you're not a very good driver. Just putting it out there.
I drive in the dark. These idiots will jog in the dark. I drive on lots of roads that are curvy with blind corners and shit like that. I mean, fuck, I almost hit 3 different deer going to work on Sunday. Because they like to dart out in front of me, and it's entirely possible to come around a corner and have a jogger in the wrong spot, and hit them. I don't want to do that. I'm not saying I'm a bad driver or that it's a high chance. There should be 0 chance. I should not have to worry about it. I shouldn't have to worry about hitting someone because they're breaking the fucking law. They shouldn't be on the road in the first place.
Well, neither should deer, but they're on the road all the fucking time. You should be watching your surroundings an acceptable goddamn driver.
Hey, I do watch my surroundings, which is why, despite the fact that I live in one of the highest deer to car accident spots in the entire country, I've never hit a deer. Knock on wood. I'm going to hit one fucking tomorrow.
And besides that, who jogs at night? Nobody jogs at night.
Bullshit. At least some of them at least have the decency to have lighted vests and shit like that. Some of them have reflective vests, but I've seen idiots out there jogging in a fucking black hoodie at goddamn night, dude. And don't think that there aren't people.
Those aren't joggers. Those are criminals.
They are criminals. They're breaking the fucking law, jogging on the road.
No, they're casing houses.
They might. It's possible to be doing both. They're double criminals. Speaking
Joggers
of
are fucking
criminals,
hipsters that don't go outside when it's dark.
yeah. You know, since I'm complaining about fucking road things too, let's address bicyclists. I fucking hate them too. I really do. Uh, now part of it's not their fault. Legally, they're supposed to be on the road instead of on the sidewalk. I think that is a dumb law. The reason the law exists, according to what everyone tells me, is because it's dangerous for a bicyclist to be on the sidewalk for pedestrians, which I knew is probably fucking true. But my point being, what do you think is more likely to cause a serious accident? A bicyclist
You riding a
hitting
tricycle on a goddamn sidewalk where children are playing. You goddamn sociopath. Mowing down children in your goddamn tricycle.
What do you think is more likely to cause a serious accident? A guy riding a bicycle hitting a pedestrian, or a guy driving a car hitting a bicyclist? Obviously, the answer to that is a car hitting a bicycle. So they're trying to avoid injuries by having bicycles on having bicycles on the sidewalk is completely invalid. Because if that was the case, they would not allow bicycles on the fucking road. So I think in general that honestly, I think there should be dedicated bike paths that doesn't have anything to do with cars. So that's the solution. But that being the case, there's not in lots of areas there's not that. So I think they should be on the sidewalks. I really do. But they're not. But that's not the law. I accept that. Bicyclists are allowed to be on the road. Everyone knows that. Most of them don't even know that they're allowed on the sidewalk. Most people think it's illegal to ride a bicycle on a sidewalk, and it might be in some states, but in Michigan it is not. But my irritation is obviously the common one that everyone has. They don't follow the rules that they're supposed to. They have to follow the same rules of the road as a car, and they just don't they just don't. I've seen them run red lights so many times, going in and out through traffic where they're not supposed to be doing, just doing all kinds of stupid shit. My biggest pet peeve with them doing stupid shit like that is when you get groups of them. This happened to me at least in 2 different occasions where I'd be driving down the road, going about 35 miles an hour, right at the speed limit. So it wasn't a super fast road. And I see like a bicycle pull out in front of me, like 100 feet ahead. Oh, okay, that's okay. That's it. That's his right. I'm not there yet. And then 2 more, then 3 more, and then 4 more. And all of a sudden, like 40 or 50 bicyclists are pulling out in front of me. And guess what? Now I'm there, and there's 40 more, and there's only 20 of them out in the road, and another 20 or 30 of them are now making their turn, despite the fact that I have the fucking right of way. They're not supposed to just pull out in front of me because their buddies did. You can't do that for a car. You can't have a group of 4 or 5 cars together, and just because your buddy went, now you other 4 cars are going to go and make this other person stop in the middle of the fucking road. You can't do that. What makes a bicyclist think that they can do that? Because I've seen it happen on several fucking occasions.
Jay, why are you driving on triathlon tracks? Like, why are you doing this? Like, they're having their competition, and you just went like right through the barricades and almost killed bicyclists. What the fuck's going on?
That's what it fucking felt like. That's what it fucking felt like, but that's not the case. There's regular roads. And you know goddamn well if I would have plowed into them, even though I got right away, I'd be in fucking jail for the rest of my life. But it's bullshit. You shouldn't be able to do shit like that. And legally, I mean, like, I guarantee you if there's a cop there, he probably wouldn't have fucking done anything anyways. He'd be like, oh, well, sucks for you. And that's why in a different world, in a different life, I would have liked to have been a cop. Because I really fucking hate people that think they're above laws and just think that they're better than everybody else and do whatever the fuck that they want. It's annoying as fuck.
And this is what people are thinking about when they see you riding a tricycle on a sidewalk.
I am following the law. And when I see a pedestrian coming, I get out of his way and let him go because pedestrians have the right of way on sidewalk over bicycles. But that does not mean bicycles are not allowed on sidewalks. Matter of fact, most of the time, if I see somebody on the sidewalk, I'll drive out into the road until I get past them, then get back on the sidewalk.
Likely story.
Because I'm polite. I try to live my life affecting other people as little as I can. Like if I see someone coming when I'm driving, I won't pull out in front of them if I don't think I can get up to the speed limit before they get to me. If they have to hit their brakes, I shouldn't have pulled out in front of them. But over and over again, you'll see people just pull right the fuck in front of you because they know that if they can get their ass out there and get straight if they can complete their turn, even if they're going 2 miles an hour at the end of that turn and you're 2 feet behind them, if you hit them, it's still your fucking fault. So people will pull out in front of you all the fucking time. Hold on, I need to drink water.
You have the worst road rage of like anyone, and it's kind of funny because you're like the most passive person ever. So like you would be there freaking out, but if someone actually confronted you, like it would be miles different.
No, actually not, as it turns out, and that's why decided I needed to get in shape and and not be skinny and and weak anymore, because fucking when someone confronts me, I don't back down when I really, really should. I've almost gotten to a couple of fights right about 7 or 8 years ago when I was in my like early 40s, late 30s, right before I started working out, because of this exact reason. I think I told you the story of the parking lot thing.
Yeah, you said that one.
Yeah. So, and there's it happened the same thing in the same fucking parking lot where I was driving down the side of the parking lot, and someone made a left-hand turn in front of me in the parking lot. We got some thing going. And so I hit my horn, and beep. Why are you pulling out in fucking front of me? I've got the right of way. Park, and the guy pulls up behind me. What the fuck you beeping at me for? I was like, because you pulled out in front of me. You're going too fast. I'm like, one, no, I wasn't going too fast. And two, you think that's a good reason to pull out the fucking front of me? What are you, fucking stupid? And we jabbered back and forth for a while, and I think if I wasn't 6'7", if I was like 6 foot or 5'7" or 5'9", the guy probably would have fucking attacked me. But he wasn't expecting like a 6'7" guy to get out of a Fiat. And so we draw back and forth. He said he's gonna, look at my address from my license plate and visit me at home. I said, boy, that's really fucking bright. Visit a guy at his home when he's ready for you. And it just went back and forth for a while, and he backed down. And I would never start a fight, but I will certainly fucking get in your face and tell you you're a fucking asshole if you confront me. I'm stupid like that. If you make me mad, I lose my inherent fear of getting my ass kicked.
Hey Tanner, you want to de-escalate Mr. J here? I think he's about to have a coronary.
I absolutely do not want to fucking de-escalate Jay, because I just had a fucking situation. I'm coming back from picking up food, and I turn on the podcast. There's like 20 fucking minutes left, and I'm a little steamed because you know how I get. But regardless, so I go to pick up. I go to pick up food. Right? It's my cousin and I. We go to pick up food. It's not curbside anymore, so you can go in, you can have a drink, you can pick up your food, as long as you're abiding by all the guidelines, which is as you're moving within the establishment, you have a face covering on, and I did that. So we get to this place where I'm picking up food for my family. It's the middle of the day. I mean, it's like 5 o'clock at night or whatever. I go in and the food's not ready, so we immediately go to the bar and order one drink each. And my first drink of the day, haven't been drinking. I start talking to my cousin. My cousin got in some bullshit the other day while I was on duty. I heard he basically got fucking accused of a strong arm robbery while I was on duty. So I had to and there was a be on the lookout for him. I had to fucking call him and say, what the fuck are you doing? You are wanted right now for a strong armed robbery. You need to fucking go to the police station and turn yourself in. So I'm talking to him about this. This was 2 days ago that incident happened, and I was just with him in this establishment. So I'm talking to him, and as you guys know, I'm a very animated speaker. I fucking talk just like I talk with you guys. I curse, but I'm not being verbally aggressive towards anybody. And we're at a bar, mind you. We're not at a bar restaurant. It is a bar restaurant, but we were at the bar. So I'm talking like I would talk to you guys. And all of a sudden, this fucking guy at the end of the bar pipes up and said, hey guys, I realize that we haven't been out in public very often, several months, but why don't you watch your mouth? And holy fuck, guys. And at this point, I know myself. And if I get into a two-way with this guy, it's not going to go very well. I'm just going to go tell him to go fuck himself, and it's not a good deal. So I just completely just smile at him and turn around and keep talking. And I do watch my mouth. He told me. Anyways, and I do watch my mouth because I don't want a confrontation. I'm a grown ass man. I'm 44 fucking years old. I don't need to get into a confrontation with some fucking asshole at the end of the bar about me saying fuck every other word, even though it might be inappropriate. But we're at a fucking bar, guy. Just fucking chill out. What makes you think that you should be able to tell me to watch my fucking mouth at a bar? Have you seen? I just don't fucking guys. I'm sorry. I'm not a bully, and I have asshole-ish ways, but I don't think I'm an asshole. The entitlement of people today, because they just assume that everybody is civilized. They assume that I'm a civilized being. Because, goddamn it, if he didn't think I was civilized, he wouldn't have said shit to me. Right. And I struggle every fucking day with this stuff about being a good person and understanding people's points of views and all this, that, and the other. And God damn it, I'm not bothering you. I'm not it would be one thing if I was being verbally aggressive and I was at the bar, I was like, that fucking cunt wouldn't suck my cock. I wasn't saying that, guys. I was talking how I talk here. And I might drop an F-bomb every other word, but it's not being verbally aggressive towards anybody. It's not being misogynistic. It's not being racist. I'm just talking how I speak. God damn it, motherfucker. Why does he feel the need to fucking tell me to cool it down? Shut the fuck up. Leave me alone. I'm not bothering anybody, guys. Come on, please. Please.
And you handled it probably the best that you could have. I don't think I would have handled it quite that well. I probably would have had a snide comment to throw at him before I turned my back on him like you did, which is probably for the best because at the very, that would do nothing but escalate the situation. At the very best, he would ignore it, and just like I'm ignoring him, and that would end the conversation. But there's always a good chance if you say something, then he'll want to escalate it more. And you're obviously not in a position where you can allow things to escalate anyways. You're not, by the nature of your job, you can't just decide, I'm going to beat this guy's fucking ass. You're not allowed that option anymore.
How fucked up is that, though, Jay? I'm fucking handcuffed. I can't post what I want to post on the OG. I can't say what I want to say on the fucking podcast. I can't tell a guy to suck my fucking cock because he's being an asshole because I'm scared of what will happen to me. I can't speak my fucking mind. Come on, what the fuck, man?
I've told people
it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit is what it is.
I've told people over and over again, my greatest fear about all this crazy Black Lives Matters and defunding the police and this, that, and the other is that no one will want to be a cop anymore. They're making it so shitty for police officers that no one's going to want to do it. And guess what? It's a job that needs to be done in some way, shape, or form. You're making it such a horrible experience that 20 years from now, no one's going to want to be a fucking cop. We're not going to have any police.
Well, it's even beyond that. It's not just cops, right? Like, we all are kind of censored. Like, eventually, this podcast, if it gets anywhere halfway large, I'll end up getting fired for saying retard a whole lot.
Yeah. I've said, I'll get in trouble for accidentally rapping the N-word too many times on my stupid ass videos.
You're quite the user of the hard R.
It's gonna take too many times. It's gonna take one fucking time. And believe you me, I've looked at some of the shit that I've posted, and I've reviewed some of the things that I've said on here. And guys, if someone wanted to cancel my ass, they could fucking do it. And the fucked up thing is, I'm not the greatest person in the world, and I can own that. I'm not the greatest guy. I'm not the greatest cop. I'm not the greatest father. I'm not the greatest husband. I'm not the greatest brother. I'm not the greatest friend. But the bottom line is, I don't think I'm a bad dude. I really don't. And you guys have heard me speak for hours. I mean, not as much as you, Jay, or you, Dalton. You guys, the listeners haven't heard me speak for hours and hours and hours on end like you guys have, because you guys have done this for, however many, 180 fucking days in a row or whatever it's been. But you guys have, I think you've heard me enough, and I think that I'm real enough with what I say and how I come across and how I articulate and how I present myself, that you guys would know kind of how the type of dude I am. And I don't think I'm a bad guy. I'm an asshole. I will freely admit that I'm a fucking asshole, but I don't think I'm a bad dude. I don't think I have bad intentions. I don't think I'm inherently bad. However, somebody could take what I say or what I post on that OG and fucking make me a bad guy, and that's fucking bullshit.
Dude, and it's so easy. Perception is so easy to manipulate. Taking things out of context. Look how unpopular that I am on the OG, and part of that is because I'm not a great guy, and I've made poor decisions. But a lot of it is people taking stuff that I said out of context, warping things that I said, flat out lying about shit, and spreading it around on the OG. Whoops. And spreading around on the OG to the point where a lot of people believe things about me that are flat out not true, and I can correct it over and over and over again. But that's what they believe, and that's fucking it. Like,
yeah,
that's on a lot of those threads. That's why I'll fucking bail after a couple of pages of trying to argue with people, because I'll correct something that's a fucking flat out lie, say that that's 100% not true. I can prove it, this, that, and the other. And 2 pages later, someone's posting the exact same fucking thing again. So it's you can't win.
Yeah, you can't. You fucking can't. And just like that with that fucking asshole today at the bar. I can't win. I can't confront him. I can't turn around and look at him and tell him to fucking shut the fuck up. I have to fucking eat it constantly. And I'm so tired of eating shit. Don't get me wrong, guys. I don't want to beat somebody's ass. I don't want to go through life fucking, you look at me the wrong way, or you say something wrong that I don't like, that I'm going to fucking beat you. I don't want to. But I would like to have the freedom to tell you to go fuck yourself. If I don't like what you're purveying to me, the message that you're purveying to me, and I can't fucking do that. I've just got to smile and turn around and walk out like a fucking bitch. God damn it, I'm fucking sick of acting like a bitch, because bottom line is I don't think I'm a bitch. I really don't. I think that I'm not that.
Tanner ain't no bitch, homie.
That. I don't think so.
Tanner don't play no shit.
So. But it fucking sucks. But I got you. God damn it, don't. I have to be. In order to survive, in order to provide, I have to be a fucking bitch.
See, it's funny.
That fucking sucks, man. I don't know if you guys realize how much that fucking sucks. It sucks.
Oh no, I can relate. That's the entire reason I want to work out and get big, because I don't want people to say shit to me because I am a bitch. So I want to be big enough and scary enough that no one says that shit to me, so I don't have to worry about getting into confrontation.
Dude, ask Dalton, buddy. Ask Dalton. The bigger and scarier you are, the more people want to fuck with you, though.
Yeah,
that's the fucking thing.
That is the thing for especially like bouncers and security. Like, I was always the biggest motherfucker, and I got in the most fights.
Exactly. And that wasn't because of your attitude, Dalton. That was because of the way you look.
Right.
I'm the guy at the bar. If there's 15 guys at the bar, I'm the guy with my fucking cauliflower ears and tattoos and 225 pounds that people look at like, I want to try that guy. Why? I'm not bothering you. I'm not being a dick. Leave me the fuck alone.
Damn, so I'm actually losing my protective coloration is what you guys are saying, because I always did have the theory that I didn't get fucked with all that much because I was one of those no-win situations. If you beat my ass, you just beat up a tall, skinny guy. That's not really impressive. And if you, heaven forbid, if you lost to me, well then shit, you're the guy that lost to fucking Passive J. So
exactly.
I probably avoided some confrontations.
No one wants to lose to Passive J, dude.
Yeah, no, shit.
So I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt the podcast, but I just turned it on as I was coming back from picking up food, and I was like, "Holy shit, Jay's pissed off, and I'm pissed off too." And I want to talk about being pissed off.
Yeah, god damn it, fuck everybody. We're done being fucking passive. It's the aggressive Jay now, and Tanner's got my back because he's fucking pissed off too. That's what I'm talking about.
Jesus,
Dalton, what are you mad about?
Today I'm really not all that pissed off. I'm in a decent mood.
I know what Dalton, bullshit. You're fucking hiding something. You're pissed off because they need to give Elmer Fudd his fucking gun back.
You're goddamn right. Fuck you, Disney. I love you, Mel Gibson. Puerto Rico appreciates you.
Oh,
appreciate you,
shit.
motherfucker. Shit.
Well, I want to say
man.
thank you guys because now I'm fucking smiling. I appreciate you motherfuckers. I honestly, I appreciate all you motherfuckers, even you, Forrest, you fucking bitch.
We're gonna have Sly. We're getting out of here in a second. We're gonna have Sly Dog talk to us for a second. What's going
All
on,
right,
Sly?
cool.
Hey, sorry to call at the end of the show because I know, Jay, you love the structure of starting and ending at the same time, but Tanner, man, we miss you. You're awesome. We all love listening to you. So I just wanted to let you know that, I don't let all the dickheads, chase you away because some of us really appreciate you.
Yeah,
Sly,
you're good people,
honestly, I appreciate that. But honestly, the way I am, and I get it, I understand, and I love all you guys. I fucking love the podcast. I've made no bones about how this has fucking powered a lot of people through some of the bullshit that we're dealing with. White Claw, how it's powered people away, or through some of the bullshit that we're dealing with today. But I do understand that I'm too open about shit, and some of the shit that I say probably could get me in trouble, even though everything I say I truly believe, and I don't think it's inherently wrong, the shit that I say or the things that I espouse, but it could fuck me up in the long run, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I that controversial?
No, I don't think so, honestly. I'd have to go back and listen to specific conversations, but overall, you don't say bad things about bad people. You're not prejudiced against anybody. You don't make any racial overtones. You don't get into politics all that much. What you talk about is like your personal stuff. And I don't see how you could get in trouble for any of that. Of course, the world being what it is, I can understand why you're very cautious about it. But I have never heard you say anything that I think would get you in trouble, honestly.
If the world wasn't stupid, the only one on this show that could ever get in any sort of trouble is Uncle Canada, but there's not laws in Canada, so we're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, there is. They have severe ones. You can't. I'm not going to go there. The show is great. We don't want to go there with Ray.
Right. Well, speaking of the show, I do got to get going. I want to thank Tanner for calling in and releasing some of his rage. Always to hear from the Sly Dog. I want to thank the OG Army. You guys are the reason we're doing the show, and my co-host Big Dalton. Speaking of Big Dalton, you got anything?
Yeah, I got two things. Number one, I think we found a new segment for the show. I think it's our own kind of Festivus that we can have whenever we need, where we can all just freak out about the things that piss us off. Like goddamn Elmer Fudd and people at bars saying not to fucking say the word fucking fuck. Fuck!
Fuck joggers, fuck bicyclists, and fuck anybody who doesn't want to follow the fucking rules.
And on that note, fuck all y'all.
And Ruthie, keep working those Kegels.
Take care of that bush, baby.
Have a great night. You guys
All right,
have a
y'all.
great night.
I love all you
everybody.
fucking assholes. Peace.
We'll see everybody tomorrow at 6. Everyone have a great night.
Screw you, hippie!